Welcome to Keeper of Secrets Tarot. I'm Gypsy Girl, here to give you another lesson for today. Very humbled before my deck that I can bring the message in. Thank you, Spirit, for protecting me, keeping me safe, for protecting and keeping safe collective. What is the message? Ooh, the message. If there is a message, it'll come forward. But what is the lesson for today? Thank you, Spirit. The lessons are timeless. Oh. Yes, and they do heal. So we have healing going on. An ending, culmination here. So it's healing a relationship, or ending a relationship and healing. There it is, transforming. So there it is, what you know that you love. We're manifesting, holding back what we love, protecting what we love, transforming, changing, growing, getting our 10 cups and healing. That's a beautiful message. What is the lesson? Thank you, Spirit. What is the lesson for today? What do we need to learn today? What does the collective need to learn? Thank you, Spirit, for protecting us and keeping us safe. Thank you for teaching us. So the lessons are timeless, but nonetheless, they do come around. So if you don't feel like you're connecting to the lesson, then it is preparation for you in the future, in the next life. Who knows? We have the Queen. She is abundance. She is the goddess on earth. 7 of Pentacles. 1 more makes 8. Abundance. Abundance coming in. Nurturing and caring and loving. Abundance. Everything that you need is right here. You already have it. You just need to believe that. What is the lesson for today? Wow. So we have 3 of Swords, disappointment, confusion. See, there's a heartbreak in the past. There's this confusion, tied up, don't know what you want. Final betrayal, and then that healing is here again. And it is divinely guided, because it's 14 swords. And then there's 15, 16, 17. This is destiny. So the confusion is the final betrayal for healing to happen. That's what's happening. We all have to go through this last leg of the journey to change, because we need to change. We're all needing to change. At some point, there is a change. When you go through a lesson, it changes you. So if you don't feel connected to the lesson, but you understand it, then there it is. There is change, because you will know how to maneuver through when the lesson does come into your life as a lesson. And in hindsight, you see what you needed to learn, and you realize you did learn it. what is the lesson for today? Three of Pentacles. Not three. I just remembered it coming up, saying a reward, but this time it's comes in as teamwork, because you are working together with a group. And even if you're working alone, something that you're working on is part of a project that is, of course, a group. It's not just you alone. And if you're not even included there, then this is work, people that you work with. So in some respect, you can attach it to what you are experiencing, because this is a working card. Pentacles. This is lower arcana. This is our work, what we do. And here, this card reflects on details. Very particular details, as in the traditional deck, it explores the work on cathedral, giving up that devotion to God or the gods, that chiseling away and recreating what the god or gods would represent to humans in the cathedral, or even building a cathedral. This is the traditional deck would reflect that the work is devotional, that you are dedicated. But to what? To what end? Because to be dedicated and to give yourself over completely to the work that you do, you take an oath. You are committed, as in the Hippocratic Oath. So the process of what you are devoted to brings in that reward. When you hear me say this card is a reward. So if you're working on something that is to build and be prosperous for the greater good, like, it just sounds easier when I say it like that. Not just for you. It's not just your selfish reasons, because this is teamwork. Regardless of if you are working alone, your contribution to a project includes other people. Where you work, unless you really are working for yourself and you have nobody else who owns the business with you, and you are just starting up your entrepreneurship and you're really working alone, then this is reflective of the people that you encounter on how you do business with them. So you don't get away from being included in a group when this card shows up. You can't say, well, that doesn't apply to me because I work alone or I work for myself. No, it does. It just suggests that the group is on an external level, or the group is on an internal level, where you are in the group or the group is outside of you. But you are still connected. The lesson here is in that dedication, defining that dedication. What is it that you are dedicated to? Is it that you are building up to ruin? Or are you building up to become prosperous and to share in that wealth, where it is 3 of the 10 Pentacles? This is the teamwork effect. Working in strategy with others to come to an agreeable end where you all are equal. Now remember, this is a 3. So there is an imbalance. There is one who is either for or against another. one of the others, because it does. If there was a fourth, then it would be perfectly balanced. But we're striving for balance in this card, because the next card is the 4, which is the balance. So this is progressive teamwork that is based on what was done in the past. So what is it that we're dedicated to? Would be the question to answer in this lesson. Is it for myself, the one? Is it for the whole? And then we are able to expand and become 4, because we would make room for more to go forward. Because remember, we're moving forward. Dedication to move forward. What is there it is. The key here, the tool that Spirit gives us is the 4th. But when you see the 4 as 2 cards, like when I say when it's broken up, it means there's work to be done. This is a work in progress, even though it is from the past. We have our King of Pentacles, and earlier we saw our Queen of Pentacles. So it would mean that they are working together as a team, or striving to come together to meet the same end. There's a dedication, a devotion. And Spirit gives us this. All of what this king represents. He is like the emperor. When I said that the goddess on earth is that Queen of Pentacles, and she had the healing card show with her. So it's a working process here to heal. Let's see what Spirit is doing. And what is it that we are working on to heal? The 5 of Pentacles. Again, we're going with the Pentacles suit today. So you could relate this to work. So we're healing, or working on healing, what our sense of lack projects, where we are not feeling worthy, that we need to humble ourselves. We need to show that we are humbled, because we have our King of Pentacles who represents the Emperor, and with the Emperor comes control. And then we have the 5, which brings us down to our knees, where we are feeling left out and not worthy. We need to build up that integrity. This 5, we can look at this as understanding, because Spirit is giving us everything about what is but including being humble, the humility that we would sacrifice ourselves, or sacrifice something of ourselves as a leader to work as a team. Spirit is also giving us that sense of knowing what deep depression feels like, where you don't have enough, where you feel broken, like you're missing something. You're missing something, and knowing what that missing is what helps us to work together as a team. So what is the gift? Oh boy. We have a King of Wands. That passion, that understanding, that knowing, that loving sense of creativity, innovation, building up on, taking what we are able to control and taking it to where our passion is, so we can build up our reputation as an innovator, and make sure that everything is in order, where these two will work together as a team. Now, it's not just to say this is two men. This is the attributes, like I like to say, the attributes of a leader and a creator, because he's very creative. This is artistry here at its highest point when it comes to the king, because he's very creative in his words, in the way he speaks, if he writes, the way he communicates, and this here, knowing what it is, what it feels like to be lesser than, or broken down, or finding humility, we become passionate. We take that, we take that sense of brokenness and we build on it using our leadership qualities, because they both have leadership qualities, eh? He's more controlling, he is more guiding. So what's at the bottom of the deck? Oh boy. The devil. Okay. This is interesting, I have to say, very interesting. The devil is putting a stop to something. So the teamwork that was happening in the past brings us to our knees. There's a controlling sense. There's a guiding sense. What is the devil stopping? It's, oh, a commitment. There it is. A commitment. It's just going all over. A commitment. Let's see. Should push it down some. Quite a bit of room here. All right. So a commitment is being held back. And I can only wonder why. Well, if I can only wonder why, I just go back and listen to my own lessons and I'll know why. We have a magician here who's trying to manipulate a situation of engagement, maybe. Some commitment here. Let's see how we can put this together, because somebody is not talking, holding back. And this is probably why the devil is here, for that discernment to take place properly, a real commitment to happen. We have quite a bit here. We have our 10 of Pentacles. So the devil coming in is making me understand that all this work done in the past to bring up the humility that is required, because that's what Spirit is giving us, This is giving us here. And again, it's abundance with the 8. So it's working on, and it's a slow process because of all these pentacles here. It's a slow process, and being so fiery as a gift, moving quickly, it counteracts the slow process that needs to take place. So the devil comes in to stop that or slow down the process of commitment, because a legacy is involved here. And then we have the 15. So again, the devil is here twice. We are looking at quite a legacy for this devil to show here. Twice we have it. The 15 comes up. Then there's this manipulation process. This king here, the energy of wanting to move quickly and manifesting. This is probably why the balance is off and the devil has to show up twice. It's interesting. This is the first time I see this in a lesson, that we could have a slowdown that is slow down even more, to give time for working out what actually is valuable and making those new plans. That is what has to slow down, and keeping it under wraps. So there's a very good chance, there's so much mental going on, that it really is slowing everything down. And this is what we would have to do in order to be sure of the commitment that we are getting ourselves into, especially when it comes down to money, because that's what's coming out here. This is based on what is valuable to you and what you are committed to, where your devotion lies, and it is from the past. So the devil is here to say, well, what is transpiring now because of what was done in the past is a commitment, a true commitment. But the obsession, because there is an obsession, needs to be tempered. We have the 14 showing right here. So that divine guidance, and we did see, and I said it was divinely guided at the beginning, we did see that. So we have to put all those little bits and pieces together to make sense of this lesson. You're going to have to listen to it again, but take it to the level where in your life what was done in the past is being stopped or blocked because of repetition, because of habit. You see, the devotion has to change. The question is, what are you devoted to? And that is where the devil comes in twice, because you have to change that devotion. Remember, we saw a transformation earlier. Change is coming. This card here, the 5 of Pentacles, all fives bring that change. And Spirit is saying you need to change your attitude, because it is about humbling the self. It is about slowing down on being too quick to take control or to take over a situation. This is a legacy, a question of marriage, a question of divorce, a question of beginning a relationship that will lead into marriage, because you want to take that to another level. You have new plans. And I'm not just saying this is for men. This is women taking on leadership roles as well. This is where you work. This is your private love life. This is however you see yourself, because Spirit is giving us that leadership quality, to recognize in ourselves that leadership. And if we have it, that we are able to humble ourselves and work as what would be a co-worker instead of a manager, where you're able to go from management back to being a co-worker and not blink. That kind of humbling the self, where you are a part of the team because you appreciate and you are devoted to the work that is being done, building up on what would be a legacy if it's not a company, if it's not your own company, if you're partnering in to build a company, because that could be here too, where you have to watch out for how much you are putting in as opposed to how much others are putting in. And if there is an imbalance, then Spirit is going to come in there and say, well, no, this needs to be fair. And we have a commitment to the work, a commitment to the job, a commitment to yourself, to grow and change and build your legacy. What you started in the past, you need to probably come back and look again. That 7 that we had floating around, the 7 of coins, we have 4 and 3 of 7 here. So it just adds in again for the projects that we were working on in the past are coming back. I mean, you just have to go back a few lessons to see. And like I said, they can come into connection if you feel that it does. It's me, I just bring the message. So I see where it connects on different layers, because that's what tarot is based on. because I do the lesson on a daily basis, it sometimes it adds up, and then sometimes it's completely different. But I can feel that connection, and so can you, if it is that you are connected to other lessons and you see that there is a sequence. This holding back here is again part of the divine timing, knowing when to say, what to say, and who to say, and how to say. See? Again, the devil in this whole layout here is holding back that commitment, and the commitment to speak. So we need to reflect on the possibility that Spirit is saying, well, you're not ready yet. You're not ready yet. Something isn't ready because you have the 5 here. We're still climbing. We're still working slowly, trying to make those steps. Fractured 7s. Fractured 8s. The devil showing up, saying, slow down. Twice the devil appears. Fractured even. So it's a really, really, really slow process. And we have to take the time. Let's see what the oracle message is for this lesson. It's a partnership that needs to really be looked into. Know what you're devoted to. That was the question that came with this lesson. What are you really devoted to? Thank you, Spirit, for protecting us, keeping us safe. What is the oracle message for this lesson? What is the oracle message for this lesson? Thank you, Spirit. How can we understand clearer? We have to have faith. And I say, how can we understand clearer? I will still cut the deck. But that is where Spirit is in control again. With the devil showing up. With transformation showing up too. The devil is here. Creation. A new beginning is coming. This is why this partnership needs to be looked into. What is it that you're devoted to for that creation to take place, that legacy, that coming into self-esteem and rising up with integrity and standing up for what you believe in. It comes, it adds up. We have them here, the 7, the 5, the 8, working together, working it out. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the sweetness, honey. And behind that, stone circle and release with orgasm. And the goddess with that healing, discernment, knowing what you want, knowing who you want to be with, apparently. And that goes both ways now, for relationship in work and relationship in romance. Do you want to work for this company? Do you want to continue with this company with everything you've done in the past? I mean, you turn it around to your situation. I'm going to read them. Let's see. So the milk and butter fell out first. Again, it's a 7, 5, 2 and a 5. Like the silk off one's flesh, I am the giver. I am your eternal. So Spirit provides. You need work, Spirit will give you work. You need to slow down, Spirit will make you want to slow down. Spirit will put you in a situation where you will have no choice but to sit and think. Don't forget this one here. You know what you need to say. You know when to say. You are holding back because Spirit inclines that. Spirit says you are not going anywhere, and then you don't go anywhere. Spirit says you are going, and then you go. As much as we have that ego that could show, because we don't see the ego here. It is in the undertone. That's why we have the devil coming up twice, because it is in the undertone. There is ego that needs to temper. That 10 and the 4. That magician that has all of the abilities. This leadership quality, this king presents the stand-upness. I want to say the stand-upness, you know, to be that stand-up guy. That's what he represents. And his reward, if we want to look at it as a reward too, is that devotion to being righteous, to being humble. The gift is in having that innovation, that creativity, that panache, that passion, that everything that moves and has a great time. He's charming. He's a wonderful host. He makes sure that the entertainment never ends. That's how much fun he is. And that's the gift, eh? But the devil is saying, whoa, 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 player. We're holding back here. We need to be humble. See, there is still work that needs to be done. And this is where creation comes in. Through the darkness I crossed, and still I found myself in the presence of life. So when you think things are not going to go in the way, they will, eh? They just go in the way that Spirit guides them to go. Again, this is a tree. This is a tree of life. Our own rebirth is happening here. Spirit is giving us nature's loving care to guide us. It's funny that this is the King of Wands representing with the tree. Okay, he's going to have a new rebirth. His personality will be reborn. He will know when to speak. Honey, 18, comes with the moon. The sweetness of your swells, in the grace of your pull, oh, so beautifully lethal. And then stone circle we had the other day, but I won't read that one today. Let's leave it on this one, because this is where you have to fight with yourself on your attitude, how you present yourself. If you want to get into a commitment, you have to put yourself in a position of being open and giving. And if you're coming up against those who just, they want to fight or make you fight to, you know, to get your goat, as we would say. This is where you have to be able to tolerate and shift between gears of I am on top and I am below, or I am in my ego, or I am humble. Where you overpower or you surrender to. You have to be able to shift those gears easily, sweetly. That again is when you know what you need to say, when to say, how to say, who to say it to. Have the faith that you're moving forward, your dedication, your devotion. Work it out within yourself. What is it that you are devoted to? And where the obsession is with that devotion to have a commitment. You see? It fits, eh? And then we have our king here who is in control. He is the tempering one. He is working with the devil, moving slowly with that commitment, which is right. It is right. Because we need to build it up. Make sure that the foundation is set, because that is what it happens in this card. Foundation is already set, working as a team. Now we need to put on the layers and build it up and spiral up so we can have a new beginning. With that, I thank you for showing up, for your likes, your subscribes, your shares, and your comments. If this lesson didn't come to you as a lesson today, don't worry. It'll come round again. Love and light.